Our next presentation, we have three presenters from MECA, Rafi Dersimonian, Sarah Mohammadi, and Hannah Sherwood. I'd like to say a little bit about each of them before they come up. Rafi is a musician who has recorded 2 full-length albums. He has a passion for live music and has served as executive producer for Live at the Opera House contemporary music series at opera houses around the state of Maine, featuring Grammy award-winning artists like Joan Baez and Annie DeFranco. Sarah Mohammadi is from Camden, Maine. She loves to cook, has Iranian roots, and has been a key member of MECA's advancement team as a design intern this past year. And also presenting Hannah Sherwood is from Augusta, Maine, graduated from Coney High School and studied fashion in Boston before transferring to MECA. She loves music, port sports, kickball, and her cat. And I want to say that both Sarah and Hannah are excited to graduate in a few short months and are ready to explore a world of gainful employment. So with that, please welcome the team from MECA. Thank you.
For centuries, Maine has been a destination for artistic expression and creative inspiration. And since 1882, Maine College of Art has really been at the forefront of that. Today, MECA comprises over 2,000 students in the Art Ed, MFA, BFA, and continuing studies programs. We're here to tell you a story about 9 students over the course of 3 days with one objective: to create a new visual identity system for the Maine College of Art. We needed something dynamic, something that would withstand the test of time, something that would really reflect the exciting growth that MECA's experienced since it was founded in 1882. The design brief was really simple. After a lot of dialogue and reflection and even some debate, we arrived at a very important conclusion that MECA, the acronym MECA, was a gift, an attribute from a marketing perspective that we needed to position as core to our visual identity. So that was really the essence of the design brief. I received a proposal from Eddie Opara. He's a partner at Pentagram, the world's largest interdisciplinary design firm, as well as our esteemed design faculty, Margot Halverson and Charles Melcher, to do something that no other institution in North America has ever done, to conduct a 3-day charrette with our faculty and students. I immediately loved the idea.
The charrette process itself consisted of 5 different phases: defining the problem, discovering creative solutions, designing based off of these discoveries, developing the concepts found through designing, and documenting the work through multiple applications to fully understand their strengths and weaknesses.
So we kicked off the charrette with we discussed the importance of narrative, and a few of the things that we looked at here was our mission, our vision, our core values, our educational philosophy statement, and we really began to tease out key operative words and themes that describe the pulse of the institution.
After owning the design brief, we started to hash out key adjectives and verbs. The importance of place emerged as a major part of our identity as MECA students. Maine, Portland, the Arts District, and more specifically, our Porches building. Through the discovery phase, we arrived at the conclusion that our building is an important attribute to the MECA experience.
The design process is the spark of creativity, so we were so excited to start to sketch visual representations of our discoveries at this point. At this point, it's a no holds barred. Everything and anything goes. Get it down, put it up. Love it, hate it, move forward.
Collaboration and the sharing of ideas was encouraged, which allowed us to abandon our own ideas and spin off each other's. We joined forces, pooled talents and expertise to transform existing ideas into brand new concepts. The 9 chosen students are all reflected in each of the marks.
After 6 hours of intense ideating with pen and paper, we started to venture into new materials. Some of us were building 3D sculptures and experimenting with light and shadows. Others were creating letter forms with yarn and ink. This created a dynamic environment to play within and create in a unique way.
It came time to narrow down concepts. Work was unveiled and discussed critically. We talked about what had potential and what to abandon and what design elements to carry forth. We noticed that some students were following similar paths, So they joined together and started to work on those concepts together.
After 48 of the scheduled 72 hours, we had sketched out everything that came to mind. Believe it or not, we didn't touch the computer until towards the end of the second day. We were all itching to get on the computer, to experiment with different typefaces, and see the full potential of the sketches that were emerging.
One of the coolest parts of the process was the one-on-one coaching that we received from each of the design mentors. Their expertise and guidance allowed us to follow our strict timeline. The intensity of the weekend was countered by lots of caffeine, food, and fun. This kept our spirits high and the goal of the weekend clear. Enjoy the process and pass the love for our school on.
At this point, we had filtered through ideas, concepts, and designs to arrive at the end of the design process. This is where the narratives we had formed from the brief, the collaborative concepts we developed, and the ideals, principles, and identity of the school were compressed into two distinct marks.
The first concept was inspired by the existing typography on the Porches building. It represents our strength as a school and our rich history. MECA changes constantly, and each of the letters can be moved around and played with abstractly. The story lies in between the letters and the layers.
The second concept emerged from three action verbs: unified, structured, explore. The E is representative of the 5 floors of the Porches building, the 5 pillars of the educational philosophy statement, as well as the 5 educational programs that MECA offers. The mark reflects the layering and experimentation that happens within the Porches building and throughout all majors.
Next, we had to really prove which mark would hold the strongest in a whole different range of contexts, environments, applications, and this is just a sampling here. And the important thing that we're keeping in mind is that the mark needed to stand crisp with a backdrop of a whole different array of artwork. So this is just an example of some of the testing.
This project felt real. It felt big, bigger than any one of us. But together, we could do it, and we did do it. We learned that teamwork combined with dedication and passion is a very powerful thing. And this whole weekend is something that we'll all remember and cherish throughout the rest of our careers.
As students, we explore how to support our every move, but since the shred had a strict timeline, our process, ideas, and designs had to be well thought out from the second our pens touched paper. Every move mattered, and every idea had to be supported. This made for a very intense critique environment, one that many of us believe made us better critical thinkers, and in return, designers.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Pachakacha, I give to you MECA's new mark. And I think I speak for everyone involved in the process when I say that it's truly a transformative process to be involved with, and testimony to the immense power when community, expertise, and passion for one's craft combine. Thank you.
So I think collaboration is something that's very important, and I think both what they presented and how they presented is a great example of the kind of collaboration that led to this piece of work they just showed us. So thank you all from MECA for sharing that with us.